Hi, welcome to Kerouac's Cruising. This is James and Cara.
Good morning.
We have just traveled from
Craters of the Moon.
Craters of the Moon, and we left Craters of the Moon pretty early, and we were heading to Lima.
Hang on.
We had just leaving Lima, Montana. We wanted to talk about our experience there. It wasn't a big area, and we didn't stay very long. But
it was warm and sunny.
One of the reasons we weren't really going to Lima, Montana, but our plans changed because of the weather. We were watching the weather. There was a snowstorm coming in, so we didn't know what to do. So we just started looking at areas that we could get the most bang for our buck as far as weather, having some sunshine and having above freezing temperatures. So Craters of the Moon was a little cold, but when we left there and we were heading north, so we're researching, find out where we can go next. And we discovered that Lima, Montana, was a little lower in elevation, and it was actually going to be sunny there, less windy, and overnight temperatures were about 32 degrees, so just at freezing.
We woke up to snow.
We did. We woke up to snow.
But we got to enjoy our bacon cheeseburgers first, and we got to take the dogs on a nice walk. It was beautiful. You'll have to check out the blog for pictures. I definitely took pictures of this area.
I'm not exactly sure the exit number, but we got off that exit, and they have a rest area there and a convenience store. And it's a cool little town, but the rest area is open 24 hours a day. They have a dog park, which they have some kennels there. We put our dogs in the kennel for a while. We went inside, used the restroom, which was pretty clean. Mm-hmm. Some of the reviews we said that we'd seen said the rest areas weren't always clean, but we experienced clean restrooms. And the cool thing about that area is we could have camped there overnight, staying in our vehicle. We decided not to do that. Cara, again, we're in this rest area, and she found a spot. You're going to have to tell us the name of it.
It was East Creek Campground. So we took the road towards East Creek Campground, but because of the snow in the area, it was higher in elevation, so we didn't make it quite there.
We didn't make it there, but we're on a dirt road. We go over a few cattle guards, go past some farms, and lo and behold, we come to this really meadow that looked like it had a pull-off area that had a creek running along it.
I think it's called Little Sheep Creek.
Little Sheep Creek, so it was kind of like where we stayed at Craters of the Moon. We had a creek right near our campsite. The dog got to go swimming. They don't mind the cold. And we set up camp, and we cooked some food and had some bacon cheeseburgers. Nobody bothered us. We stayed there the rest of the afternoon, camped there overnight, and we packed up fairly early, but we did make breakfast in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And then we hit the road, and we had about a 9-hour ride to get to my son's house. We were supposed to camp in Missoula. We just assumed that Missoula was going to be the same thing.
And that weather system coming in with the snow, it wouldn't have been pleasant.
When we drove through Missoula, it was sleeting, hailing, raining, snowing. So we were driving through there. We did stop at a rest area right outside of Missoula, and we stayed there for a few hours. Again, they had a dog park. The dogs got to run outside there because the weather was crappy. We didn't even want to get out of the truck.
Took a shower at the Loves.
Yeah, we took a shower at the Loves truck stop. We put the dogs in the dog park, and we sat in the truck and ate.
Mm-hmm.
And just watched the dogs from our parking spot. We let them run around for an hour. Hopefully they were going to use, go to the bathroom or whatever. And we packed up and then headed. That day was a long day, but you know what? Now we're here in Idaho, getting settled in and enjoying it. So some of the other things at Lima, what else did we find at Lima, Montana?
I mean, it was just a beautiful, and it was just a beautiful area. I mean, they've got I don't think they had any grocery stores because we were going to pick up extra supplies. They have a convenience store, that has like camping food. You get a pack of bacon and some eggs for, $30 or something. I know they had like an ATV repair shop. I saw a tire shop. I mean, so this is a place where, if you need stuff, you can get stuff, but it's kind of bordering Yellowstone. So there's the mountain range that's to the east is actually in between Lima and Yellowstone, which is kind of cool. I read that at the rest area. Again, it's a little bit lower in elevation, so it's a bit warmer.
I think the high temperature was like 55.
Yeah.
We rolled in there around 2:00 and it was 53. So it was definitely chilly, but we made the best of it.
It was sunny. That's all we need.
Yeah, it was sunny and our camp spot was good. And we had driven through rain on the way through from the craters of the moon.
And it's surrounded by mountains, so that really buffered the wind. It was much calmer. I'm glad it's the way we did it. We probably could have tried to, if we needed to, if Ryan and Deidre weren't ready for us, we probably could have extended for another couple days. But we'd been on the road for enough days. If we had a camper trailer, staying in cold, snowy weather, wouldn't bother us so much. It's not like we haven't done it before. But we're car camping right now, or tent camping, one or the other, depending on the environmental conditions.
Yeah. Pulling a 16-foot utility trailer.
Yeah, full of all of our life.
Stuff. Yeah, our life, to be able to stay in Idaho for 6 months.
So, yeah, just with the situation at the moment, it's not ideal. Hopefully, in these next couple of months, we'll be able to have a camper trailer.
We'll buy our camper trailer, and then we'll be traveling in a little better style.
Much more comfortably, bringing her home with us everywhere we go.
Not that we've experienced a great time. Taking the risk to go on the road is really, it's a lot of different feelings, really. But the best feeling is it's exciting and new, and it's an adventure every day. It is an
adventure every day.
And the dogs love it. We love it. So that's what we've been doing. We have been in Idaho now, and we're settling in, and hopefully we have more to come, and we're going to start exploring northern Arizona. We're going to start exploring northern Arizona from Idaho. We're going to start exploring northern Idaho, and we're about 60 miles from the Canadian border, and there's a lot of things to do around here, and we can't wait to get started.
And doing all that in between getting ready for our grandbaby and helping Ryan and Deidre adjust to parenthood life, because it's a huge transition, whole life changing. So hopefully we can ease that burden, make things a little easier for them, picking up some of the chores around the house and take some of that responsibility off their shoulders.
I mean, we're rolling in here in northern Idaho, and it is like the day before May 1st. We thought we would be here May 1st, but we came in a day early because of the weather. And you're not going to believe it, but it's still winter here. So we look forward to giving you some more adventures around the Idaho area. Stay tuned.
Thanks for listening.
See you next time.
Good morning.
Hi, James and Cara from Kerouac's Cruising. We have arrived in Idaho, settling in, and we've been here for about 2 weeks, and we've been scouting the area. We've been getting ready for a baby shower and things like that. Still kind of winter here. The weather hasn't been great.
Foggy Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
Stereotype for sure.
Rainy every other day, cold temperatures at night, they're in the 30s. Still burning wood.
Yeah, lots of wood. Smells good, though. I love the smell of wood in the house.
But we have been cruising around. We went to a spot, Lightning Creek, and then that was cool. My son had told me about it. He hunts up there, so it was a pretty cool spot.
I think he took us up in that direction last year for sunrise.
Yeah.
So we're definitely excited to spend the summer exploring this area deeper.
It's national forest, so there's definitely dispersed camping there. So we will bring you more on that as we get information on it and we actually travel there. We just went for a day trip. So far it's been good. We did find a place right next to Ryan's house. It's called Dufert Road. And again, National Forest, or was that Timberland?
Yeah, it's National Forest Road. I think it's 2733. Hang on, let me pull it up. Yeah, National Forest Road 2733 off of Dufert Road. We'll, of course, pin it about a mile back in, and it's a slow mile, so it feels like it's more than a mile. It's a super narrow road. With the rain that we've been having, there's a lot of areas where the road just has a big giant puddle that's bigger than the vehicle that we're driving through. But about a mile in, you've got a really big clearing on the left-hand side. It's flat enough where you could get a screen tent. So we've been taking the dogs there. It's got cell phone service, actually, so I can edit podcast episodes out there, do my side work. So it's been a good spot for us to escape a little bit, let the dogs really just run around and do their own thing, sniffing sniffs and chasing rabbits.
And deer, we've seen deer up there already, rabbits. The dogs have definitely been chasing a lot of stuff. It backs mountains, so you can climb up to some really cool rocks.
We tried to explore it a little bit, but my back's been holding me back a little bit. But we are definitely excited. James really wants to get Ryan and him on dirt bikes out there exploring those roads.
Yeah, we just scratched the surface, but it definitely looks like a spot that we're going to be able to camp, and maybe even me and my son go hunting out there.
Yeah,
and there's some ledges and some rocks we want to climb up. I don't know how difficult it's going to be now, but it looks like some open tree, the trees end and then it's just rock formations. Whether we get up there or not, we're not sure. Cara can't do that right now, but I would like to get up there and check it out, see what it looks like. And then one of the other things we've been doing is right behind my son's house, he has a trail that goes into
logging property.
And it's a 1.5 mile round trip. And it's a great walk for the dog. Nobody's out there usually. I run into one person one time since we've been here.
Yeah, it's only accessible by neighbors, people who are adjacent to this property. So it's pretty cool.
There's only 4 or 5 houses. So you don't really run into anybody. We've been letting the dogs run around up there. The only downfall is
tick season.
It's tick season. So I'm getting ticks and have to killing them and whatever. For the spring, I guess. So, but it's a cool hike. It's a cool walk, and it's good for our dogs.
It's a pretty steep hike, so it's funny because we at home with the Grand Canyon, and I think Ryan's at 27 feet, and it's an 800-foot climb or something. So it's nothing too outrageously crazy. Definitely Red Butte takes you higher, and it's a little to get to the top. It's hard. It's funny,
and we don't know. It's we thought we were in
pretty good shape. Yeah,
okay shape for a walk. It's not like we're going 20 miles. It's a mile.
Yeah, a mile and a half round trip. Yeah, that's downhill.
You go up, and then it's pretty steep, I guess. So we've been struggling with it. The dogs get pretty tuckered out going up it, but it's great because it's right in the backyard. Some of the other things, my son gave me his old bow, and he bought a new bow. So
compound bow, right? That's what it's called.
Bow. And I've been practicing shooting a bow, so that's been fun. It's been fun. So learning new stuff. I do pretty good. I hit the target anyways at 40 yards, so that's an accomplishment. What else have we been doing up here?
We got the baby shower. Yeah, eating lots of food. Deidre's parents just got here. I like to call them the in-laws.
I call them the parents.
The parents. So that's exciting. And everybody's getting ready for the baby shower.
The baby shower is downtown Sandpoint at a place they call City Beat. It's kind of cool because anybody can go there. It's free. While you get a parking spot, they have a boat launch there. They have a beach. They actually have a dock that goes out pretty far, and it has a statue of the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
And I guess people jump off it. We haven't experienced that. The water is glacier water.
It's cold. Yeah, it's all mostly snow melt.
You put your feet in it, and
it's cold.
You don't even get up to your ankles, and you get out. So, but it's still only May, so I'm sure it warms up a little bit. But you can rent boats there. They actually have
paddleboards
and boats, but they have a tour that you can take from right there.
We wanted to do it last summer, right? And we just couldn't get it in time.
We never did the tour, but it brings you around Lake Pend d'Oreille,
which is spelled Pendorel.
Yeah,
it's French.
But it's one of the deepest lakes in the United States. It's huge. They actually do submarine testing or something for the Navy there. So it's pretty cool. So that boat tour will talk about that. And then I can't remember the house they showed us, but it has some
castle.
Yeah, there's a castle built out there, and supposedly it's some guy that
we saw it for sale, didn't we? Afterward,
yeah, for Disney or something.
Oh yeah.
But it's literally a castle built. It has a little steeple and all that stuff. So that's kind of cool, and I think the boat tour talks about that too.
Didn't Ryan tell us a story about how the Bonner General Hospital used to actually be in Athol on the south side of Lake Pend Oreille? This lake is gigantic. It's huge. So Ryan lives in between Sandpoint and Coeur d'Alene. Athol is probably about 15 minutes south of Ryan, and Sandpoint's about 15 minutes-ish north. So the hospital that Ryan currently works at used to be in Athol, and they decided that the town was closing down. I think that the Marine base or the Navy base used to be out of there. And so they decided that they were closing down the Navy base. The population was going to dwindle in Athol. So they still needed the hospital. So what they did is move the hospital onto barges and float the hospital all the way down Lake Pend Oreille and then put it in Sandpoint. And the admin building that Ryan works out of most of the time that his office is in, it's actually the original building that got floated down Lake Pend Oreille. I think that was kind of a cool, crazy. I didn't know we used to float buildings down lakes to save them.
They float logs.
Yeah. I think that's how the conversation came up, on how they would log these steep mountains and then just push all the logs into the lake and, do something with them downstream, essentially. Crazy history. It'll be fun to continue to dig into the history. There's a couple of things we want to do, what Ryan calls the booze cruise, which is kind of a scenic tour driving east of here into Montana and up north towards the Canadian border and then looping back around. And then they've got the, how do you say that word? Skilreek tour, which actually will take you up into Canada and then back down. And that's a big, huge loop. There's definitely a lot of things we're super interested in checking out. Lake Colburn, or the Colburn Lake hike.
Colburn Lake is in Schweitzer Mountain. Yep. If you're a ski enthusiast, you probably will know about Schweitzer. But Schweitzer is in Sandpoint. We're pretty close to where my son lives. And they have like a 5-mile hike up there on a glacier lake, Colburn, that we're going to get ready to do here as soon as the weather breaks. There is still snow on top of the mountain.
Yeah.
So we're just trying to let the snow melt off a little, and then we're going to go do that hike. Kind of excited about that, but Schweitzer Mountain is expanding. So it's going to be like the Aspen of Colorado is going to be Schweitzer Mountain. So the town...
It's the rumors on what they're trying to do, I guess.
That town is growing rapidly here. So kind of neat. And Ryan lives pretty close to a lake. The boat launch is about a mile away. So we have been going to the boat launch here next to his house and got a canoe and stuff. So we went canoeing twice.
Yeah.
And
we don't have to really get into the water to get into the canoe.
The water's still there. Other than that, I think we're going to bring you more adventures here from Idaho. We're just settling in and
getting excited about all of our future travels. Baby. Yes, and the baby. I can't wait to meet him.
So that's it for now. You guys have a wonderful day.
Thanks for listening.
Bye. Thanks for tuning in to Kerouac's Cruising.
We're thrilled to have you with us.
We had a blast recording this episode and hope you enjoyed our adventures as much as we enjoyed sharing them.
For more amazing pictures and stories, visit our website and blog at kerouacscruising.com.
And join the conversation on Facebook at Kerouac's Cruising or email us at join@kerouacscruising.com.
We'd love to hear your thoughts and suggestions.
If you enjoyed this episode, please consider liking, subscribing, and leaving us a review.
Your support helps us reach more listeners and allows us to continue sharing our travel experiences with you.
It's a generous favor that means the world to us.
Thank you so much for listening to Kerouac's Cruising.
Until next time, happy travels.